Hello, and welcome to the Skype for Business Showcase. My name is Sarah Rice, and I'll be taking you through today's session. The goals of today's session are to help you understand how Skype for Business can become an integral part of your work landscape to help you become more productive. Not only will I show you how this can be done, but I will also be sharing some next steps and key resources at the end of this presentation to help you along the way. So whether you're an end user or someone who's on the Skype for Business rollout team, you can leave this session with the information and resources to help get you started. So let's start today's session by taking a look at the big picture. As we all know, today's work landscape has really evolved and companies are moving faster than ever. So the question really becomes then, what keeps things moving smoothly and what holds it all together? And the answer is communication. Every day we share information in the form of questions, maybe assigning tasks or working as a team to identify requirements. And we're not working in a vacuum. We share this information with colleagues, partners, customers, vendors, and we do this in a variety of ways, from sending a simple email to maybe face-to-face sit-down meetings to just picking up your phone and making that call. But in the end, what it really comes down to is the quality of your communication. And that will have a huge impact on your ability to do your job efficiently. And the bottom line really is that it will affect your overall productivity. So let me take a moment here and just ask if any of the items on the screen here resonate with those listening today. Do you ever walk into the office on a Monday morning and find your email inbox just jammed with incoming inquiries, and then you have to filter through to determine if someone requires maybe an action of you, or perhaps somebody's just sending a simple update? Or maybe you even find yourself waiting on others to respond to an inquiry that you've made last week or a few days before. Or perhaps you get caught in this endless loop of meetings. If any of this sounds familiar, what if there was a way to solve these issues? What if you could reach the right person at the right time, or get an immediate response to your questions, or shorten perhaps the amount of time that it takes for a project to get done? What if you could potentially reduce the amount of time you spend traveling? What would all of those things mean to you personally? Well, this is what we're here to talk about today, how Skype for Business can really help to transform the way you get your work done. You can IM, you can call, you can meet from your laptop, maybe your tablet, or even your mobile device. So you can stay in touch with those that you work closely with, from colleagues to customers, really anytime, anywhere you have an internet connection. Again, allowing you to be more productive. What I'd like to do now is take you through a day in the life of somebody working with Skype for Business and show you how it can potentially transform the way you work. For the purposes of today's demo, I'm going to assume the role of somebody heading up a Skype for Business rollout program at my organization. And today I need to get an update from some colleagues about how the project is progressing. I'm going to start by reaching out to Mike on my team, who is in charge of the Skype for Business rollout communications plan. So I'm going to find him in my contacts and open up a quick chat with him. And Mike has been out of the office for the past few weeks on holiday, but I need to get an update from him on his timeline for those communications. So here's Mike, and I can see right away from his status that he's totally bogged down with email and that I should ping him directly for an immediate response. I can also see that Mike is green right now, so it's probably a really good time for me to IM him directly. There we go. Let's see what Mike has to say in response. Okay. So with that, I'm going to go ahead and start a quick video call with Mike. Start my video. Hey, Mike, how was Hawaii?
Hi, Sarah. Oh, it's wonderful this time of year.
Oh,
Really good.
great. I'm so glad to hear it. Hey, I wanted to share with you the project plan template that Microsoft provided us so you can use it to start to flesh out the timing of your communications related to the rollout project.
Okay, thanks. Yeah, let me grab that file.
Okay, great. I'm just going to drag and drop it in here. So one of the cool things about using Skype for Business is that you can easily share files through IM windows like this. And not only can Mike and I both see the title of this file and the file type, but I can also see that Mike has successfully received that file on his end. So, Mike, do you have time to review the timeline plan in detail with me right now?
I'm sorry, not just at the moment. I'm free in 30 minutes. Do you want to schedule a meeting for then?
Yeah, that sounds great. I'll go ahead and do that.
Thanks. See you then.
Okay, take care.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.
So, I'm going to go ahead and end that call with Mike. Let me step you through how I would go about setting up that meeting with him and then share a few tips on how I'd get prepared for the meeting. The great news with Skype for Business is that you can schedule your meetings using that familiar Outlook that everybody knows and loves. So, just like any other meeting, I'm going to go ahead and open up my calendar and open up a new meeting. I'm going to go ahead and put in a subject here. And because I want to make this a Skype for Business meeting, I'm going to go ahead and click this button up here, Skype Meeting, which essentially takes this regular Outlook invitation and transforms it into a Skype for Business invitation. You're going to notice two things right away. One, the location auto-populates with Skype Meeting so that both me and my attendees will know that we're using Skype for Business to meet. The other thing you'll notice is that the system automatically populates the body of my invitation with the Skype for Business meeting credentials that all of my attendees will click on when they join the session. So the last thing I'm going to do here before sending this off is add an agenda so that Mike and I know what we're talking about. You'll notice that I added the agenda above this dotted line here. As a best practice in Skype for Business, we do recommend if you have details to add, you do that above the dotted line so as not to disturb any of the meeting join credentials down below. So the last thing I'm going to do is add Mike to this invitation and click send, and off that goes for him to accept. So let's flash forward 28 minutes and pretend we're only 2 minutes out from my meeting start time. One thing I always like to do is join my meetings just a little bit early so I can do some prep. Let me show you what that looks like. I start by joining my meeting, which is super simple, and there are a couple of ways that I can do this. The two most common ways I join are either go back into my Outlook calendar here, open up the invite, and click Join Skype Meeting. The other way I can join is directly from the Skype for Business client. There is my 1 o'clock meeting. I'm going to go ahead and double click on that, and it opens up my meeting very simply. I'll go ahead and join the audio, and I'm going to maximize my screen so you can see what I'm doing. Earlier, you saw me share that Excel project plan with Mike, but in this meeting, I also want to share a couple of other documents as well. So I'll go ahead and add in a Word doc I want to share with Mike, and that's loaded. And I want to go ahead and add a PowerPoint just in case we get to that today as well. The last thing I'm going to do is add a whiteboard, just in case Mike and I want to do a little bit of collaboration today. We can be drawing, we can be typing on the screen. It's pretty cool. So now it's meeting time. I can see that Mike has joined my meeting. Hey, Mike, I know you're busy, so thanks for meeting with me today.
Hi, Sarah. No problem at all.
Great. So I am a prolific note taker, so I'm going to take some time here to start a quick OneNote. And the great thing about this integration with OneNote and Skype for Business is not only does OneNote auto-populate with the meeting time date stamp, but it also includes all of the documents that I shared during this meeting, as well as all of the meeting participants. So when it comes to sending out post-meeting notes, it's really simple. I see Mike has started his video, so I'm going to go ahead and do that too. Hey, Mike.
Hi, Sarah.
Awesome. Hey, so I thought it would be good to go through some of the communication milestones on the project plan with you today.
Okay.
Let me go ahead and share my desktop, Mike. And I'll load up this spreadsheet for us to take a look at. So I was kind of hoping between now and next Wednesday you could update this project plan with your milestones. They're the items in yellow you see here. Does that sound reasonable?
Let me have a look. Yeah, that sounds fine. Yep.
Wonderful. I also wanted to let you know that from Microsoft's Rollout and Adoption Success Kit, I was also able to snag the awareness planning document. I did load that as an attachment to this meeting. It's pretty cool. You'll probably want to take a look at it as well. It includes all sorts of detail about developing an effective awareness plan. So,
That sounds great. I'll download that now and have a look at it just in a second. Thank you.
sounds great. Okay, well, that's it for now. Mike, thanks for your time.
Sure. Speak to you again soon. Thanks, Sarah.
Take care. One of the main points I hope you took away from what you saw today was that Skype for Business really can accommodate many of your meeting needs, whether it's an IM and then escalating that to an audio or video call, or using Outlook to schedule a more formal meeting with some colleagues or customers sometime in the future with just a single click. The other thing I hope you took away from the demo was that Skype for Business really is at the core of Office 365. You saw I was able to start a meeting from Skype for Business, but I was also able to schedule a meeting with Mike using Outlook and join that meeting with a single click. I was also able to share a variety of Office apps and keep notes in my OneNote. I could even post notes or recordings to OneDrive or SharePoint. And all of these integration points really help to save time and make you more efficient. One thing you may be asking yourself is, okay, so my company has Skype for Business, but let's say you want to meet with somebody who doesn't have Skype for Business installed. What do you do in that instance? Well, there's no need to fret. There's a web app version of Skype for Business, and with the install of a plugin, those non-Skype for Business users can join your Skype for Business meeting and will be able to both see and hear your presentation. The other great thing is that we also support a variety of browsers from IE to Chrome, Safari, and even Firefox, so people can join using their favorite browser experience. And for those of you who are on the road, Skype for Business truly is portable. Whether you use a Windows phone, an iPhone, or an Android, you can take your meeting with you and continue the conversations while you're on the go. And because you're logged in as an authenticated user, when you join your calls or meetings, you don't have to remember those long and tedious codes or pins. You can simply join your calls with a click. So, what's next? Where do you go from here? Well, if you have Skype for Business installed right now and you're an end user, I challenge you to use Skype for Business to I am a colleague today instead of sending an email or walking down the hall. Or maybe you can schedule your next several meetings using Skype for Business. Give it a try. Get yourself comfortable with it. I know for myself, I personally conduct a huge portion of my meetings and conversations throughout the day using Skype for Business. Or maybe you could even invite colleagues for coffee using one of the cool new emoticons. Maybe you're a part of the Skype for Business rollout team. In that case, we really encourage you to start by defining the goals of your Skype for Business deployment and determine exactly what you're trying to accomplish and how you'll measure success. Make sure that end users know what's going on by communicating the value of Skype for Business and how it could really help them in their daily work. Another thing you can do is lead by example. Have an upcoming meeting? Well, schedule it using Skype for Business. And finally, once you're ready, roll out the Skype for Business client to all desktops and ensure your preferred functionality is enabled. Finally, I want to leave you with some great resources today. For end users, we have all sorts of resources available, from videos to how-tos to quick start guides. For you rollout team members, there are also some key resources for you as well. From the Rollout and Adoption Success Kit, we call RASK for short, where you can access some of those resources I referred to in my demo today, the project plan and some key documents, which will really help guide you through a successful rollout. We also have the Skype for Business adoption materials, which provide even more resources and templates to help with your project. And because Skype for Business is part of the O365 family, we want to make sure to share some O365 specific resources as well, including the O365 homepage and the Customer Success Center. I want to thank you for spending the last several minutes with me today. I'm sure glad you could join my session. I do hope that you feel like we've armed you with some great information to help you either make a decision to move to Skype for Business, or perhaps you already own it and you're now ready to deploy it, or maybe you're an end user who is just waiting for a little bit of guidance on how to get you started. Whatever the case may be, we hope that you were able to glean some information from this session to get you on your way. A couple of things in closing. We do have a survey for this session, and I would just love to hear your feedback related to the content. It's really the best and only way to help us improve and grow our course catalog. So please fill that out if you get a moment today. That would be wonderful. And on the topic of course catalogs, ours is growing. So please do check back regularly and plan to join us for a future session. Thanks again for taking the time with me today. Really appreciate it. Hope you enjoy the rest of your day.